I just start?
Hello, everyone. This is Stephanie from Baldwin County Homeschool Expo, and I have Miss Susan and Apollo here from VR2U to talk with us about what they can offer for our homeschool community. I'm really excited about this. So, Susan, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for having us on. We are excited to be able to share the exciting world of virtual reality with all the homeschool parents and students. This is actually Apollo's business. He loves all technology, and he was really interested in virtual reality when we went to a tech convention maybe 2 years ago. So he was looking around, and they had someone from Las Vegas that had brought the virtual reality mobile station to this convention in Jackson. And so we looked around, and nobody was really doing that here on the coast. So that is why we have VR2U. And the concept is that we would take the equipment to your space for a field trip, a birthday party, corporate team building, whatever you were wanting to do with the virtual reality. So you didn't have to buy the equipment yourself, because the equipment is fairly expensive if you do it. But I guess the first thing is, what is VR? And I guess what I'm going to do is, Apollo has the VR all set up, so he's going to be playing different games while I'm talking to you, but you can be watching him play rather than looking at me. So let me just turn the camera around.
It's pretty awesome that you guys come to us, so that makes it convenient.
Yes. Okay, all right, so there's Apollo. And why don't you try the dissection one first?
The frog one?
Yes, the frog one. So, okay, so when, I guess the first thing is, what is virtual reality? Virtual reality is incredibly realistic. It is really sort of like a Star Trek holodeck, is sort of the best way to describe it. So once you put on the headset, then you are totally in another world. Let me move so you can see a little bit better. And you can pick things up. You can throw them. So he can pick up the frog and throw it. It is very interactive. Depending upon which experience you're in, then you could walk around, dodge, duck, etc. The headset does fit over most glasses, and this particular kind of hardware does decrease the chance of motion sickness, vertigo, or nausea. Some people have had problems with that when they used those things that go on the phone, but that is a much less expensive technology. And with this being room scale, you are not typically moving in VR unless you are physically moving yourself. And that is where the nausea comes in, is if, it looks like you're on a roller coaster, but your body feels like it's standing still. This kind of VR does not really do that. So for people that are concerned about that, usually that is not a problem. So as you can see on the TV, and if you can see over here on the other side on the monitor, the other guests that are not in VR can most of the time see what is going on in virtual reality. So that way the other people that are there can also enjoy what's going on. With the room scale, you really need about 8 feet by 10 feet to give your 360-degree virtual reality, but you can also do a standing scale with a smaller area. We do recommend, this is for ages 10 and up. You could go to maybe a very interested 8 years old, and that is because the headset was really developed for adults, and the pupil distance between the eyes, that is also for adults. So younger children their pupils are closer together at that point. So then they may have fuzziness when they're looking through the headset. The one thing that we do ask is that guests must listen to and follow instructions and treat the equipment with care and be respectful of other guests. Good sportsmanship is encouraged, and there is a waiver for the parent or legal guardian to sign. And if they're under 13, we would prefer the direct adult supervision by the parent or guardian, but these are usually going to be a short time period, so you're still not going to be there that long. We do have all family-friendly games. You just want to wear comfortable clothes. And then there is a virtual grid, chaperone grid at the edge. So if you stay within that, then you aren't going to walk too far and hit someone with the controllers or anything. Apollo, why don't you try the next game? Okay, sorry. Okay, all right. Try, go to Nature Treks Dinosaurs.
This is so cool. I wish we could.
It is more fun if you can see it in person, but this will give you a little bit of an idea, and then I will post some of the trailers so you can see what would look like. And so what we are seeing on the screen is what his eyes straight forward are seeing. It is truly 360 degrees, so he is seeing more than we're seeing on the screen, but at least it gives you a little bit of an idea of what they're doing in VR. VR is really for people of all ages, and even people who aren't fond of playing video games can find something they enjoy, because it isn't just video games. There's a lot of experiences. It would also allow people to see things that they could not physically see. So if they have disabilities or whatever reason, you can go, for example, what he's trying to do here is he is going to a Jurassic World and seeing all these dinosaurs walk by him. That's not something that you can do every day. So this one's pretty cool for the people that like dinosaurs. You can also go Google Earth. You could visit all of the landmarks around the world. I think we'll show you that here in a little bit. The one thing you do need to keep in mind is that they do not recommend virtual reality for people who have pre-existing binocular vision abnormalities, photosensitivity, psychiatric disorders, suffer from a heart condition or other serious medical condition, or anyone who's had a seizure or epileptic condition. So everybody just needs to keep that in mind, because when you put the headset on, basically the video screen is right in front of your eyes, so it looks like you can see all the way around you. But for people who have some of those medical conditions, that could cause them a problem, and we would not want to have that. As for the COVID-19 response, we're wishing everyone stay safe and healthy, but our standard procedures have always been to sanitize the headset and hand controllers with a Clorox disinfectant wipes between players. And we now also have an additional sanitation layer by adding a disposable absorbent face mask liner for each player, in addition to the antiseptic wipes, and we'll wipe down the hand controllers. So for education, VR is really a great classroom extension, because it gets the students to engage in the curriculum, and there are some neat cooperative VR experiences that are perfect for team building, for clubs and teams, or even just like a fun game night for teens or tweens. The experiences we have that are cooperative would be, I think it was that Acorn, let me sit here. That, what is it called? Acorn, right piece of paper, sorry. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm sorry, Akron, Attack of the Squirrels. That one is a great cooperative game because you have one person in the VR and then at minimum two people on their phones playing a cooperative game. How many, do you remember how many can play on that, Apollo?
I think it was 8.
Okay, so you could have up to 8 people playing on that game. We've done that at some of those game conventions we went to, and the kids really had a lot of fun with that, and they just all load that on their phone, and then like they're playing against the person in VR. It's just another fun thing to do for the kids, not as educational, but still something fun for them to do. There's also Keep Talking and No One Explodes, which is another multi-person game. In that one, the person in VR is like in a 1950s detective office, and they have this bomb that they have to verbally describe to all of their team that are sitting in the same room with the instructions. So then they have to figure out what to do, if it's a red button or a green button or whatever. And that is a pretty exciting game to play as well.
Yeah, that one sounds
Some
a
of
lot
the VR that one is a lot of fun. I when we have played that here at home, and I'm not so much into gaming, I think we probably played it for several hours because it was just exciting, and it's like, well, I'm going to get it the next time. So that one was fun. Some of the other VR experiences that are more specifically educational would be there's a journey inside the human body. You could experience underwater adventures. You could explore careers. You could experience 3D art in room scale. You could learn about a cell. You could visit famous sites around the world or view your own backyard. So there's a lot of great geography with that. You could join the ancient dinosaurs for a walk, learn about biomes, music and movement. You can manipulate 3D science models, there's STEAM game puzzles, the teamwork, many more. So you could really work on geography, history, art, music, math, science, and technology. Apollo, why don't you do Art Plunge next?
Okay.
So we can show them. So Art Plunge is an interesting experience where they have an art gallery with like five different pieces of art. They've got the Mona Lisa, Starry Night, The Birth of Venus, The Creation of Adam, and Girl Reading a Letter at an Open Window. And so you can go and you can look at the painting, and then what they have done is they have created the painting in 3D or virtual reality. So you're going into the painting. So this would be, an interesting way to add on to your art class. So, okay. So Apollo, then why don't you go next to Rome Reborn? And so Rome Reborn is a really exciting one to work on history. There is the Roman Forum, the Basilica of Maxentius, and there's a flight over ancient Rome. And what they have done is they have recreated the Roman ruins as they exist today, and then they have overlaid them with what it would have looked like new in ancient Rome. And I believe there is also some like educational information where you can learn about it too. It's like you were going to a museum, and that way you can, see what they look like. You can walk through it, you can toggle through it. There's all sorts of things that you could do, so this would be really great for, an ancient civilizations curriculum extension. And you can feel the scale of the buildings because you're in there in, 3D virtual reality. So you can really get a feel for how big things are, because that's one of the things that is interesting to learn about some of the ancient civilizations. Is, you know, the scale of the buildings was just so huge. Our buildings now aren't really as large as that. Let's see, some of the other things about VR. So for setting up a field trip, what we were suggesting would be because we're from the Mississippi coast, we would come over for an all-day event, and then you would just get a bunch of families together, and everybody would, you know, pick a time. So then they wouldn't have to be there the whole day. They could just sort of stay as long as they wanted, and then they could decide if they wanted, you know, a 5-minute VR experience, which would be $10, or a 10-minute experience, which would be $20. And there will be a little bit of extra time to get the headset on and get the handsets going, so you actually have that full time in your VR experience as well. I wanted to say, it was interesting. There was a study done by, who are these people? Dr. Anne Bamford, the International Research Agency in the UK, and they had done a study on 3D and virtual reality impact on education, and they found that it increased the performance among the students. Looks like they tested over 4,000 students and teachers from 100 countries, and being able to add the hands-on extension got the students engaged 97% more in their lessons. They understood the difficult topics better, 98%, and they felt more excited about learning, 97%. Homeschoolers probably are already doing that, because we're choosing things that does keep our kids engaged and wanting to learn more. But it was interesting that they had such a positive response to the study that they did. It also said that 3D was better than a traditional textbook because it increased recall, improved your test scores 86%, increased attention 90%, and also better communication. They were writing and saying more and used 3D models to show their learning. So that was very interesting.
Yes, it is.
How much time do we have? Okay, Apollo, could you go to Google Earth? I did want to say, so we briefly glossed over it, but that dissection curriculum / VR experience that he did first, that is part of Victory XR's science curricula, and it has over 48 educational science units with a VR teacher and a total of 240 unique virtual reality experiences covering earth and space science, engineering, life science, and physical science for middle school, 5th through 8th grade, and then high school. And high school included biology, 1 and 2, chemistry, earth and space science, engineering and technology, physics, and the dissection. So that one, I think, is a great opportunity for homeschool field trips, to do some of those specific ones if, you know, you weren't wanting to do a live dissection at home or had not been able to go find a dissection class somewhere. What Apollo is doing now is Google Earth, and this, you know, I could probably talk hours on. This is amazing. So the same thing that you use on your phone and to get with GPS to where you're trying to go, you can actually in VR go visit all of these places. So he's doing the tour of the places around the world, but you can go see all of these places. You can go to Paris, you can see the Eiffel Tower, you can go to Rio and see the Christ the Redeemer statue, you can go to the Grand Canyon. Whatever it is you're trying to study, you could go experience. You can even fly over your neighborhood and see see how the roads work to go to grandma's house, you know, if you're trying to do math and such. So that that has a lot of excitement. So since we're up at our 20 minutes, I will say we will be having a contest to give away a $10 gift certificate for VR at one of the field trips that probably, you know, will be over in Alabama. And you can like our, what is it, our post on your event page, and then comment what VR experience you like best, and then we will be announcing the winners on Monday. So we are VR2U, and we hope to see you at a field trip.
Yes, I'm excited. So yes, comment on this video what you're most interested in, like the video, and then also go to their Facebook page and like them and keep up to date with them. And I'll make sure to post the website and Facebook page in this video on the comments. But this is really exciting.
So awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Good job, Apollo. That's really cool. I love it. Thank you.
Okay.
You guys
Very good. Goodbye.